Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're speaking with Shauna-kaye Brown, and this evening I would just like to speak with you briefly about your plans as you move into the new year 2017. As you move into the new year, don't be daunted by the idea of setting New Year's resolutions. Just focus on your goals that you wish to accomplish and what you're going to do differently to ensure that 2017 is more successful than this past year. Now, I know that we still have 1 month left in 2016 and that there are many things that you could still accomplish, and I say go for it. However, my focus here today is on the new year coming. I want you to achieve your goals, and I believe with all my heart that it is indeed possible, and that the difference in whether or not you achieve those goals depend on your mindset and what you are willing to do to make sure that your goals become a reality. Now, there are 5 things that I would like to suggest that I think could make a difference. 1, I invite you to reflect on this past year. 2, I'd like you to make an assessment having done that reflection. 3, I would like you to set some realistic goals. 4, I would like you to commit to those goals. And 5, I would like you to strengthen your strengths. And I'll elaborate a little bit later. But before I do that, I want you to ask yourself one question as you move into 2017. Ask yourself this question: am I happy with where I am now? If your answer to that question is yes, then I applaud you. I'm happy for you. It means that you are doing something right. In fact, I invite you to share that with your friends so that more people can get it right. But the group I want to focus on this evening are the ones who are not so sure, or better yet, the ones who are saying no, whose answer to that question is a resounding no. If your answer to the question as to whether or not you are where you want to be now is no, then there are some things that you need to adjust. There are some things that you need to do differently in 2017 that could very well make the difference and that could ensure that you become successful. Firstly, I want you to reflect on 2016. What were the highs and lows? What were the pros and cons? What were the things that made you feel happy? And also, what were the things that didn't make you feel so happy? What were the things that you weren't successful in? While you're going to highlight both the things that were good and bad about 2016, having done that, I want you to focus on the good things. Focus on the good things, because dwelling on the bad and worrying about them and if and but and maybe, that's not going to change anything and that's not going to help you. But if you focus on the positive, it is my belief that that will serve as some positive reinforcement and motivation as you move into the new year. Having done your reflection, I invite you to do the second thing, that is to make an assessment. Assess yourself now, having done what you did in 2016, and ask yourself what you can do differently going forward to ensure that you have an even more successful year. Thirdly, I want you to set realistic goals. What do I mean by that? Now, there are dreams and there are wishes. There are many things that our little hearts desire. But I am not saying it's impossible to achieve these things. In fact, most of them are possible. But you have to be realistic. You know you and you know your circumstances. You have to focus on whether or not within your circumstances or the resources that you have available to you, you can achieve these goals. So what I would suggest is that you set short-term goals, you set long-term goals. And for your short-term goals, make them realistic ones so that as you go along and as you tick off the ones that you have achieved, that will serve as motivation as you go on to achieving your other goals. Now, a point I want to make about goal setting is that when you set your goals, it is not enough to itemize the things that you wish for. So if there are 5 things that your heart desire that you feel will make 2017 great come December, then you can itemize those things, but it's not enough to stop there. Having done that, ladies and gentlemen, you need to now implement or put in place a strategic plan stating how you're going to achieve these goals. Of course, going along, you're likely to deviate from this plan. But what it does is that it provides you with a realistic focus and a realistic vision as to where you're going. The fourth thing that I want to commend you to do is to commit to your goals. Now, this may sound a little bit abstract, but what I mean by commitment is this. It is one thing to have these desires, to have these dreams, to have these goals, and to itemize them and to put down a strategic plan. But if you put it down and it looks good and you put it aside and you don't look back at it enough or follow it the way how you plan to follow it, then it should come as no surprise if at the end of the day you don't achieve these goals. So by commitment, I mean that your actions should reflect the goals that you state. So if, for example, you say to your friend or your circle or your family members that I would like to lose 10 pounds in 2017. And at the time when you're stating that you'd like to lose 10 pounds, you're eating a burger, or you are not doing anything that would show that you're committed to achieving these goals, then it's almost like you have not made any steps. It's almost like you have failed even before you have started. So ladies and gentlemen, it is not only important to set down these goals, but also to commit. Ensure that your actions reflect the goals that you have set down. And finally, work on your strengths. Now, somewhere today, I don't remember where, but maybe something I was listening to on YouTube, someone made a suggestion and they said that, oftentimes you're told to focus on your weaknesses and strengthen them. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But for me, I think you should focus on your strengths. If you're good at something, then focus on them, make them better. Get people to help you to improve those strengths so that you can become great at them. It means that when you become great at these things and you do them well, you will be rewarded. In time, you may very well be able to pay someone to take care of the weak points. Or after that, you may be motivated enough to deal with the weaknesses. But I say focus on the strengths first and strengthen your strengths. So ladies and gentlemen, those are the 5 things that I want to leave with you as you move into 2017. And as you set your goals, you have to believe that it is possible and that it is necessary pursuant to you fulfilling your purpose. You need to reflect on the past year. You need to make an assessment of yourself to see if you're where you want to be. You need to set realistic goals and put in place strategic plans to help you to achieve those goals. You need to commit to those goals. Your actions should show that these are your goals and that you have every wish to ensure that you attain them. And finally, you need to work on your strengths, work on your good qualities and make them great. As you move into 2017, believe that you have it within you to be great, to be amazing, and to fulfill your purpose. As you move into 2017, I wish for you all the best. And I suggest that we all work together to strengthen each other through whatever outlets we have available, through whatever outlets we have at our disposal. Ladies and gentlemen, I do wish you all the best and have a great night. Thank you for listening.